The Yoga Sutras are ancient forms of text that offer us a treatise on life and philosophy and how we should live life. One of the myths of the asana speaks to us about the forest and the grace of the forest, having tolerance and really being accepting of everything that we encounter. Um, Oftentimes it's spoke of the middle way. So really just not overreacting, trying to be in touch with our feelings and let those rise up and go move on. The In the midst of the asana, it speaks about the forest of grace and being accepting of um, the trees. So Krishna lived in the forest of trees. That was the name of his town. And he spoke about being tolerant of even the axe, the woodcutter who comes down to cut the tree. And in the daily life of most of us, being a parent or a child is a role that we all encounter in one way or another. And that's something that really needs to be looked upon with tolerance and acceptance. You really have to be able to accept your parents for who they are, regardless of the mistakes they made or the wrongs that were done. And likewise, if you are a parent, you're constantly in that cycle of accepting and loving your children unconditionally. The sutra that really ties in to the myth of the asana, speaking about the forest and the trees, being, accepting, tolerant, offering empathy, is the Sutra 926. And that really talks about the perfect offering and being accepting. As parents, we have to be non-judgmental and really accept our child for who and what they are and how they choose to express themselves. And the root chakra really ties into that. So the root chakra gives us our strength, really that grounding energy that we all need as parents to, draw on being grounded and rooted in our values and our beliefs. And at the same time, the root chakra really not only ties us to our future in the form of our children and how we deal with our children, but it connects us to our past. And oftentimes, if you have issues with your parents, then that will manifest as the behavior of escapism, running away, and living in Hawaii. One thing that we often said is that, so many people would run to the Big Island because it's so remote and raw and really grounded. But at the same time, all of that energy really brings whatever it is you're running from up to the surface. So the myth of the asana, that Krishna having acceptance, tolerance, and of, what that tree might experience, but at the same time being grateful for everything that it has to offer, really connects us with that Sutra 926, that perfect offering, and that root chakra, which ties us to the past and the future and then really brings us grounded into the present.